We're going to talk about a spousal visa and the visitors 11.6. These visas, they have the same requirements, but they are different in a way. But they're both given to South African citizens, spouse, and permanent residents, permit holder spouse. So I'm just gonna separate them before we go to the requirements, because the requirements are the same. There is additional requirements for another one, which is 11.6. If you want 11.6, there is additional requirements for you to get that. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Mordecai Kamanga here. I discuss immigration and uncover the beauty and diversity of Africa on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you guys can watch the video and you decide to watch the video and then you know what you want to do. But I'm begging you to subscribe at least. So today I'm going to talk about a visa or two visas, because apparently they are separate. These visas are separate. So I'm going to talk about a spousal visa and the visitors 11.6. These visas, they have the same requirements, but they are different in a way. But they're both given to South African citizens, spouse, and permanent residents, permit holder spouse. So I'm just gonna separate them before we go to the requirements, because the requirements are the same. There is additional requirements for another one, which is 11.6. If you want 11.6, there is additional requirements for you to get that. So without wasting much of your time, let me just explain just a bit the difference between these two visas. Of course, the difference is in the name: a spouse visa and a visitors 11.6. So these visas, the spouse visa, it's a general visa that is given to spouse of South African citizens or permanent resident permit holders. And this visa, if you are given this visa, you are not allowed to work. The visa doesn't give you the right to work. You still have to apply for an endorsement. It doesn't also allow you to do business in South Africa. It also doesn't allow you to study in South Africa. You'd have to apply for an endorsement to be able to do those three things that I've just mentioned. So going to the 11.6. 11.6 now is the spousal visa with endorsement. It goes on to change its name to visitors 11.6, visitors visa 11.6, which is also given to South African citizen, spouse, and the permanent resident as well, spouse. So I'm just going to go and explain the requirements. What are the requirements of this visa? Because many people seem to get confused sometimes when we are talking about these two visas. But here's what I'm going to explain. I'm going to start on with the spouse visa. Right. Number one thing that is needed. The first thing that is needed for you to apply for this visa. There's a list of requirements, but the first one that I'm going to talk about is the passport. If we're applying for this visa, a spousal visa in South Africa, you have to make sure your passport is legally in the country. This could be any visa. Let's say you've got
Make sure
a
you've got
stamp.
days in your
Just say
passport,
stamp,
enough
because
days to
it will
cover
explain.
at
I
least
don't have
60
to
days,
leave
as
out
they
those
say.
people that have stamps.
That's what
A
the law
stamp
says.
that you
You
get
must have
at the
at least
border.
60
Let's say
days in
for
your
people
passport.
from Zimbabwe, people that come from Zambia, you guys, you get a stamp on your passport, and that stamp has days on it. So those days, it's a visa that you're given, right? A visa doesn't mean it's a stamp, it's only a sticker on your passport. No, that stamp, it has days. It's a visa that you're given. It's called a visitor's visa. So if you are applying for the spouse visa, make sure you've got days in your passport, enough days to cover the at least 60 days, as they say. That's what the law says. You must have at least 60 days in your passport. And this passport, it has to be, of course, valid. And then You photocopy the passport, you certify it at the police station or at any commission of oath. You go there and you stamp it so that it's certified and your passport is legally in the country. You're legally in the country. Number two, what you need is your birth certificate from your country. For you're coming from Zambia, you're coming from any other country, you must bring your birth certificate to show where you were born to confirm your birth. Yeah, that document is also needed, and make sure it's certified as well. Make sure it is certified because it's very important for it to be certified. Number three is the medical report. Now you have to go look for a registered doctor in your area. It could be in South Africa, it could be in your country, but the doctor has to be someone who is registered. And you tell them that you want to do visa, medical report for visa, right? Then they do the checkups and stuff. They write what they write on that paper. They know what to do. The doctor knows what to write, on your statement on the report. The police clearance from your country where you come from, or from any other country that you stayed for at least 12 months. You have to bring the police clearance. They have to clear you to make sure you have no crime, you've got no pending judgments, and all sorts of things like that. After police clearance, we need your spouse's ID, your South African spouse's ID. That is very important, as well as if your spouse is permanent resident permit holder, they need to bring the permanent resident certificate as well as their South African ID and non-citizen ID. You photocopy them and you certify them. I'm going to talk about the certifying part at the almost at the end of the video. It explains something that I want to explain, but now I'm saying go and certify these documents. The next thing after your spouse's ID is the marriage certificate. You cannot apply for this without a marriage certificate, without proof of your marriage. Another thing is the letter of support. So this letter is written by your South African spouse to explain that they are able to take care of you when while you are in South Africa, while you're sojourning in South Africa. They are able to take care of your day-to-day needs, food and stuff. And yes, and also on that one, there is also a need of 3 months bank statement. So the 3 months bank statement is very important to show that you are capable of taking care of this person. So at least in your banking statement, or the income on your bank should be at least 8,500. So if your funds are less than 500, less than 8,500, it's an issue. But you can also apply for a waiver. You can also apply for a waiver for that, to waive that requirement. And after the 3 months bank statement, you need a proof of residence. A proof of residence is quite an easy thing to get. You can get the one with your name or the one with your husband's name or wife, and that could be a bank statement, your Wi-Fi bill, your any bill, even your rental apartment bill. That is very important also to at least prove your residence where you stay. And last but not least on this list, this is for spousal permit. Remember, the last thing is passport photo for both of you each. Your wife gets a passport photo, your husband gets a passport photo. So they need that information also for the file that they are going to send to the Home Affairs. This is the requirements that you're going to submit at the VFS, but we'll just say it's the Home Affairs. Right. These are the requirements that are needed when you are applying for the spousal permit or spousal visa, right? And another thing, this application that you're doing, you are not just going to go with these documents that I've just said. The other thing that you should do is to go on VFS website. and you do the application. There are questions that you have to ask there. You answer all the questions and fill in the form online. Once you're done, you book an appointment. The appointment will come with the date and time that you're supposed or you're going to submit your application. And then after that, you download that and you print it out along with the documents that I've just mentioned. You put it together, you go to VFS. Right. What I was talking about, the certifying part of documents, because there's been, and many people say a lot of things about certify them, don't certify, certify this, don't certify this. What I always advise people is that take all your documents, your original documents, photocopy them, two documents each, two copies each, right? Certify the first half, the other half don't certify it. Go with it to to VFS. They will decide to say this one we are not certifying, this one we are not certifying, this one we are not certifying. They decide what they know what they need. But if you are confused, you don't know, you're not sure, at least I'm saying do photocopy each document twice, right? And certify the other one don't certify it and go with all your documents. It won't kill you. Photocopying is it's 1 rand or 2 rand. So there's no need. Right, let's go to 11.6, the visitor's visa 11.6. So the 11.6, what happens with this visa? It's like an endorsement. And if you give them additional documents on the list of the documents that I've just mentioned right now. So if you want to work, if you've got a job offer, the company wants to give you a job, you have now to let the company give you an offer letter from the company to say that we want to employ this person. They'll be basically like writing to the home affairs to say we want to employ this person, and that letter the company should include their letterhead on it. It should have a letterhead on it so that the company, the home affairs, can be able to contact the company if they wish to do so. The company can stamp that letter of employment and then they sign it with the letterhead. They give it to you and then you go submit. If you want to own a business or run a business using the 11.6, now you have to do this. Your company, the business that you want to run, it has to have, it has to be registered, right? The registration certificate, you include that registration certificate in your application. This is for 11.6. And also, these are the additional documents that you are going to submit along with the first list of documents that I've just said about the spousal visa or spousal permit. And number two for the business is that your business should be registered with SARS. It should be registered for pay as you earn, right? So you can't, if you don't submit these documents, you won't be able to get the endorsement. Right. Number three that is needed for business is also a letterhead. Your company's letterhead that has information, your company's information and contact details as well, to be able to be considered for business. Right. So if you do not submit all these documents that I've just said, now the work and the business, they won't give you an 11.6. They won't allow you to work. You won't be allowed to work. You guys must, what I'm saying, you must listen to what I'm saying. You won't be able to work or conduct your own business. The last thing, if you want to study, what you have to do is to go to the institution that you want to study at, let's say UNISA. You go and you apply, then they consider you, and then they give you a letter to confirm that they are admitting you at their school. So you apply along with the documents that I've said in the first place for the spousal permit. If you apply that, then your visa will come as 11.6. Your visa will come as 11.6. Make sure that all the documents that I've just said are there. I just want to say good luck with your application. If you're going to apply for the spousal visa or 11.6, I wish you good luck and have faith that you will receive what you are looking for. But also make sure that your documents are right, correct. And also don't ever try to make fake documents. It won't work. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help anyone, but it might land you in prison or they might ban you to ever apply again. So make sure that all your documents are legit and they're all correct. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've stayed up until this far, I just want to say thank you and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below. If you've got any question, please post it in the comment section so that I see it, I reply to you.